So you hear this a lot when it comes to choosing not to have the epidural. But why is your doctor, your nurse, maybe even your childbirth educator trying to convince you that the epidural is safe? Well, right now I'm reading The Thinking Woman's Guide to Childbirth to a Better Birth, which is this book right here. I know it's backwards, but I'm reading it currently in preparation for a live stream I'm doing today inside my Facebook group. And what's going on is basically, in order for an anesthesiologist to make decent money, what they consider adequate income, they need to be making enough that you have about an 80% epidural rate in the hospital, because they have to be employed round the clock in case there's an emergency. So they have a vested interest, because childbirth is something that is predictable. Babies are going to continue to be born. It's not as much as with surgery, where people only come in if there's an actual pathology. So the thing is that your anesthesiologist has a vested interest in you getting the epidural. They're not going to tell you that there's side effects. They're not going to tell you that you could probably get through labor without it. Because if you get through labor without it, they're not getting paid for it, right? Same thing with doctors. If they want you to have the epidural, they're not going to tell you the side effects. And nurses usually tend to pass on information that they get from the anesthesiologists and the obstetricians. So your nurse may not actually know what's going on. Now, that's not to say that some nurses don't know what's going on, and they're usually the troublemakers in the system. We like the troublemakers in the system. They're the ones that tell you the truth, and you really need to find those people. But the fact is that even your childbirth educator, if they are running classes through the hospital, they may have been instructed not to tell you the risks of the epidural.